Hello everybody, it's Christine. It's time for a scrapbook process video, and this is for off the board with pineapple papers. And I forgot to do it last month, y'all. I'm so sorry. I meant to. I get on my Pinterest. Actually, I don't get on as much as I used to because there's so many great Facebook groups. And frankly, folks on Instagram and YouTube and everything else that you can live. So I'm glad to have, a reason to get back on my board. So what I've got going on here, hold on 1 minute because Miss Ma'am is in the way, is this picture of my mama. I mentioned it the other day. We're at the Wax Museum, and this is like the Titanic deal. And look how cute she is, y'all. She's got on like this little pink rose shirt, and there's like a little blue and all that kind of stuff. So what I pulled out is a collection I've had for a while. Y'all, I'm sorry. Honey, sit over here. Oh God, I thought she got something on there. That's part of the paper. I've got this Santorini collection. It's a Prima marketing collection. It's from 2017, y'all. So it's 6 years old. Isn't this beautiful? It's got really gorgeous patterns. There's multiple. That's what's fun. I find it interesting. I don't know if this is intended for card making, if I'm honest. And this is a strange little size. It says A4. And apologies to my folks over in Europe, because I'm certain this isn't strange to you, but this is strange to me. And I pulled out this piece of paper here. I might pull out others, but for sure this one's kind of inspiring me. And then here's my thing off the board. So it's kind of got all this mixed media down behind these pictures. And I've only got one picture, of course, but I do love how there's this, it's almost watery looking. There's this blue and then this stuff. I have to see about what I got going on. I haven't pulled out my tile or anything yet because I got to figure it out. But I've got her picture, and then I've got all these little inks here. So my thinking was I might use this to do the stripes behind, and then use the pinks as kind of the texture stuff. And I've got these two. I've got a stencil and I've got a stamp. I've got this one too, but I don't know if I'm gonna need it. I don't know if I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna set it aside. And then there's also all these little cards and stuff, y'all. Look at all this. So I may layer these up behind. I don't really know now because I've got this whole paper here. So I'm probably gonna like tear it or something. I'm not sure, y'all. I got to figure it out because I do have all these things. Look how much of this stuff I have, y'all. Like, how crazy is this? There's like all these little journaling cards. Lost in Paradise and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, y'all. I got to figure that out. And then from an embellishment standpoint, I do still have like little chipboards. These little flamingos are adorable. And, little girls and stuff. So those are cute. And then I have some puppies here. I do like this little butterfly. So that's what I've got going on there. I don't know why I have these in my hand. That's not supposed to be. Oh, and I have these tickets. These tickets are neat. So I don't know, y'all. I got a lot to work with here, and I got to figure this out. That's my thing that I'm being inspired by. So let me, oh, I just realized I don't have a piece of white cardstock. I got to go get that. So let me get a piece of white cardstock, and I'll be back on in a minute.
You guys, I don't know what to think about this layout. Y'all are usually so kind, so I'm going to leave this on here, and y'all tell me what you think. I don't know what to think. So I start off with these blues, and I'm trying to I'm trying to create like this water feeling or something, and I think this might work okay. I don't know. I do this. This is okay. I've kind of swirled it around, in the Pinterest inspiration. It was a little bit more translucent, I think, but I'm going, okay, no worries. I'm thinking I want this to be water, or, look kind of like water. So then I thought to myself, okay, well, what if I, used a little water on my packaging and I just kind of smushed it around, and I'll create a little bit of, texture inside my inks. And then I end up swirling water everywhere. I don't know what it was about this. It just felt very muddy to me, which makes me a little sad because I like all the blues like individually. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I smeared them or smushed them around together. I don't know. It just felt a little strange. And I thought, okay, well, no worries. I'm one of those. Y'all have seen me do this. I'll start and I'll just go. I'm just keeping on going, man. I'm in for a penny, in for a pound. So I'm just going to keep on going. So I'll pull out the pink. And the next thing I do is I try to use this stamp. And frankly, that cat was aggravating me, y'all. She would not get out of my way. I try to use this stamp, and I don't know what it was about it. I don't know if the way I was adding the ink to it, if I missed some of the edges or something. It just looked really square to me when it went down. So I'll keep on going though, y'all. Again, I am stubborn. You ask my mama, she'll tell you I'm stubborn. So I'm like, I'm going to do this, dang it. So I keep on with this darn stamp. And I like this stamp. I have used this stamp many a time. I think it's a good stamp. But for whatever reason, this particular layout, it just kind of aggravated me. I felt like it looked too square. And so I'm looking at it and going, okay, well, let me see how this is looking with the photo. And I'm like, okay, just keep on going, Christine. It'll be all right. And I get all that down and I think to myself, it's almost too uniform. I mean, I know it's not really, but it kind of looked uniform to me. So I thought, okay, fine. I'm just going to use the packaging technique now. So I'm just going to mush it everywhere. And whoa, my goodness gracious, this just made a big old pink pink stuff, And I'm like, okay, well, okay. So next thing I think is, well, maybe I can get some splatters going. I still haven't introduced my stencil yet, y'all. And I think to myself, okay, well, you know what? Let's maybe do some splatters. Splatters makes everything better, y'all. It does. I've told myself that. So I get my Distress Oxide, I get my water, I get my paintbrush, and I sprinkle stuff everywhere. And I mean, it kind of makes it better, but I don't know, y'all. It's just, I'm going, and I've seen some of you other YouTubers, you'll start with the mixed meat. I saw I cannot remember who it was for the Lively the other day. She said she started with it and it was not what she liked at all. She didn't like it, but then by the time she got her photos and stuff down, she was happy. So I don't know if I'm happy or not. I mean, I love my mama's picture. I think she's so cute and adorable. I love the paper collection and I love the inks. And I don't know if I like it all together, though. That's the sad part. So I go ahead and do some pink sprinkles. I'm going ahead and doing all this. And then I'm going to pull out my stencil. And I've got that little tattered rose, I think is the color, which is a little more, it's got a little bit of I hate to use the word orange, but it's a little peachy kind of undertone. And I'm thinking, okay, well, let's introduce my stencil. I'm just layering on top of layering, y'all. So I get this and I kind of add my stencil. Now, I actually really like how this kind of looks. I do like this stencil. I may try this again with maybe a different set of colors because I really actually do like how the stencil on top of the other oxides looks. I think it adds like another layer and stuff like that, which is kind of what I'm trying to accomplish is all these various layers. And I think to myself, maybe what I could have done is used some water and lightened up my Distress Oxides, the blues, and maybe that would have been a little less in your face. I don't know. You guys feel free to offer some commentary down here. I'm curious as to what you're thinking. Again, wait till the end, though. Wait till the end. You got to see the layout at the end and tell me what you really think. So I've got my little stencil going on here, and I'm leaving all this stuff in here, y'all, so y'all can see kind of what I was doing. And I'm making kind of, this is what I was going to do, so I'm not making any changes. But I'm just thinking, okay, well, let's just keep going. Now, there's my piece of paper that I wanted to use, and then at this point, I haven't used it, and I'm not certain I'm going to use it. I do use it, though. Spoiler alert. So I'm getting into my little cards here, though, because that was something else I wanted to try to do, was get into my little cards, right? And so I'm going to pull out 3 cards. It's actually harder than you would think. The collection is supposed to be this whole Santorini. To me, it's it's Greece, obviously, and I'm thinking water and vacations and all that. But there's a lot of these strange little florals, which matches my mama's shirt, so that actually worked out well. But I pull out 3 of them, and I'm thinking, okay, how can I make this look right? I like the little wood grain on the back, but there's writing on them, so I can't let them all show, right? So I start tearing the bottom. Oh, have I done it yet? I may not. I may be looking at the small ones. I just set them aside. They don't work at all. I will tear the bottom of the 2 little cards I put right behind the photo. So the photo, I went ahead and did a white cardstock photo mat, and I'm going to put that on top. But I think I've already torn them. Yeah, you can kind of see I've torn them. And I'm going to end up, oh, maybe I tore a little bit more here because it wasn't quite torn enough. I'm going to end up kind of layering these on top of each other and offsetting them. Now, not right this second. You're going to see me kind of mess with these for just a minute. I'm going to tear that up. I don't tear the little wood grain one because I kind of want it to be the full color range. There's almost like a little rainbow of wood grains behind there. You can kind of see it. And to me, it kind of reminded me of my stripes I had going on behind my photo stuff here. So now I'm looking at these tickets. I'm like, okay, I can put these on either side of the photo. I haven't glued anything down yet, really. I've just glued that photo to the photo mat because I haven't really decided exactly how I'm going to do this. So I'm pulling out the tickets, and I'm going to organize some on either side. I think I put one set on the left side here, and then I'm going to take 2 tickets on the right-hand side. And they're actually repeated. I feel like this might have actually been sometime a card-making kit
because there's so many of the same sheets of paper repeated, and there's so many of the same tickets, and there's, the little journaling cards and stuff like that. So it's either some kind of pocket page type stuff, or it's some kind of card making kit possibly. So again, I think I got it from Peachy, was it Peachy Deals or Peachy Keen Deals or something like that? The little cheap, you get stuff that's kind of overstock type stuff, real cheap every day. It's like a daily deal. I decided I don't like all that, y'all. And so I thought, okay, I had this paper laying here. I'm like, well, Christine, go ahead and use it. So I'm going to go ahead and tear out kind of a skinny, not real skinny, but kind of skinny, like strip here, and put it behind. And I guess in my head, I'm thinking it's going to tone down those ginormous stripes of ink that I've got going on there. And I did tear it. It's a little bit, since it's that weird A4 shape, and sorry again to my European folks, but this A4 is not the same size. It's like a 12 by 12. You can kind of see the hole is at the very bottom down there. It's not going to be long enough. So I'm going to tear it behind the paper here, behind the picture rather. I'm going to tear it and just kind of organize it where it's long enough, which is fine. That's not a big deal. I mean, we do that all the time, right? We just kind of make things hide, and it's okay. So I'm going to do all this and glue it down. I still don't know, y'all, if if it goes, if it doesn't go. I thought, well, maybe I'll try horizontally this wood grain. No, I don't like that at all. I'm going to turn that back. It doesn't look right. You can see what I mean about the little stripe of, it's like weathered wood or something, like an seaside weathered wood stuff. So I've kind of got them offset. And now I'm kind of looking through I decided I'm going to put the title down. I got to do something. That makes me happy and satisfied, right? So I pulled out Splendid, and then I'm going to find Memories on the other little set over there. So I think this looks really pretty. I start to glue that picture down real crooked, and I realize I'm messing up, so I'm going to fix it. So I got Splendid, and I'm going to add Memory in just a moment. I have my little dot there. And I'll cut away in just a second because it takes me a minute to put these little letters down. I like to be usually using Nuvo glue too to get them completely connected, but that's all right. And this is now where I get a couple more of these tickets. I'm going to start putting these tickets back up here. Now, I actually kind of like this little cluster up here. I have little flamingos and little butterfly. Under the flamingos, it said something like only us or us always or something about us, but that doesn't make sense here. So I'm going to end up finding a little chipboard piece that says travel and cover that up on those little flamingos. But I do like the little tickets. So that looks kind of neat. And then I got the tickets on either side of the photo mat, basically, at this point. And then I'm going to get off into those little puffies again where I got that title, that Splendid piece. And I'm going to find some puffy hearts and some butterfly stuff. I'm going to find, I find like a little chipboard butterfly, and I'll find a little puffy heart butterfly. That's where I find that travel, and I stick that on there. I like that, actually, because we were on a little vacation. I think I mentioned that in the beginning, but we were down in Branson at this wax museum, and she was so cute. She was putting on all the little props and stuff. If I'm honest, I don't know. I don't really care, but in my head, I was thinking, everybody and their mother's been trying on these Star Trek outfits and these wigs and hats and everything. I'm going, has anybody ever sanitized these things? I don't know. Maybe they do. At the end of the day, maybe they squirt a bunch of stuff in it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not terribly germophobic or anything. I figure, I got an immune system or whatever. It's probably not the healthiest decision to make, but we were all doing all that stuff, and she certainly did. She climbed up in that little Titanic deal and was doing the little arms thing. My husband did it too. I think I have a picture of him doing it too, and I thought it was really cute. But this was one of my favorites. She was grinning so big. So anyways, I'm putting these hearts all over the place. I will end up, I have to trim that off down there, y'all. I'm going to do some of this stuff off camera because it doesn't really matter. I'm going to add a little bit of journaling on the left-hand side underneath the title. And then I will trim off the bottom of that paper there. There was that one last little puffy circle thing that says have fun. And I put that on the bottom. And that's kind of what I ended up with. And I looked at it and I think, okay, well, I'm not sure about this. I'm going to actually even take pictures and everything. And then at the very, very end here, you're going to see I actually went into my stash and found kind of a sea green. It's a very muted sea green piece of old cardstock. And I'm going to actually trim down the white cardstock just a tad and give it a very, very skinny mat. So you're going to see that this is before I did that. And then now this last picture here is you're going to be seeing that. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Check out the playlist. There'll be a list down below of everybody playing along, and we'll see you next time. Bye.